Welcome back to Power Director Made Simple. This video continues from the previous one about encoding your output video into H.264 and H.265 formats. Today, we'll look at the other video format options from Power Director. You are looking at the initial screen of Power Director 365, sometimes mistakenly called version 2024, but that is actually its release type, which is only for marketing purposes. The actual version number is version 22. We're going to be looking once again at the export or produce page. Technically, you have to have at least one type of object on the video track in order to jump to the export or produce page. So I'll start out by clicking Use Sample Media to load them into the media library. I'll drag down one of the video files to track 1 and then immediately jump to the export or produce page. We've already discussed the H.264 and H.265. Let's look closely at the other options available. We'll first talk about Windows Media, the XAVC-S, and the AVI format choices. The Windows Media is a format that is still used by a certain number of users for compatibility purposes with their hardware and software. Files will be saved with the WMV extension. Now the XAVC-S, it's pretty much the same goes for this, which apparently has no specific meaning other than the X signifying extended or perhaps extra audio-video encoding. It is a high-end encoder introduced by Sony Corporation made for certain hardware. It utilizes a higher bit rate and thus a higher video quality and thus a larger file size. It is usually used for 4K productions. Now the AVI file, or the audio-video interleave, is a specialty format in Power Director made for the storage of digital video audio files on DV camcorders or DV VCRs. But now comes the final three, which can be quite useful in certain circumstances by nearly all users. That's the MPEG-2, the image, and the music format options. Now the MPEG-2, it's a format that's important for video editors as it specifies the format of movies and other programs that are distributed on DVDs and similar discs. Surprisingly, the video quality of MPEG-2 is superior to MP4s. If you are interested in creating your own DVDs, then the MPEG-2 format is what you'll be using. Power Director supports the creation of the menu system that can be used in the production of DVD discs. The other format is image, and it's certainly a specialty use. I've never heard of anybody actually using this other than myself, but it is a little interesting to play around with. For instance, if you have a short 10-second video of a toddler taking his first steps, you could output this using the image format, which would create an animated GIF or animated PNG file. What you end up with is an animated file that can be viewed in a browser, which looks no different than the original video that you started with, except no audio. You can also output your video as an image sequence, JPEG or PNG. What this means is that you'll get a JPEG or PNG image of every frame in the video. For example, my 10-second video of the skateboarder would result in how many images? Well, it's 30 frames per second. We have 10 seconds. 10 times 30 is 300. Maybe you want to see that one perfect frame in the video where something happened or was in perfect alignment or the colors were just perfect. Otherwise, all you end up with is a whole lot of images. We'll try it here. We're going to do 2997 frames per second, and we're going to save this, and it's done. We're going to View the file location, and there we have a whole bunch of video files, all looking pretty much the same. If you click on one, it's small, but you can advance one frame at a time. Now I've saved these as a small image. You can save them as a larger image, even 1920 by 1080, but you'll still be saving one image at a time. But the final option is the music option. This is something that can be of value. Let's continue to use my 10-second sample video. And this option will output the audio channel in either M4A, WMA, or the WAV file extensions, with the WAV option probably being the most useful. If I were to choose a profile bit rate of just 512 kilobits per second, I'll still end up with a file that sounds very much like the original. The production is almost instantaneous. There in File Explorer, we're going to find exactly this file. It's already done. We're going to open it up. There it is, the produced wave. Let's hear it. Now, the only drawback to the music option is this. You don't see any MP3 option on there. It's M4A, WMA, or WAV file. Maybe that's something that's going to be coming to PowerDirector in the future. If you wanted to, you can use any free online conversion website that'll convert your WAV file to an MP3 file. You have seen all of the other formats offered by PowerDirector other than the standard H.264 or H.265 encoding. All these formats are for some kind of specialty use. You may never have the need to use any one of them, but they're available there just in case you ever need them, or maybe you just want to experiment around with them. I hope you have learned a little something from this video. Remember to hit that subscribe button, and once again, thanks for watching.